What in the world is going on with the Raleigh real estate market? It's as bipolar as the weather around here, and if you're a buyer or a seller, I know you're asking questions like, will I make more in this market or will I make more for my home in 2020? What will prices be like when I'm buying a home in this market versus 2020? And the numbers this year affect that. And I can't wait to bring you this information. So stay with us. We're going to bring you valuable info to make a sound buying or selling decision. So here in Raleigh, the real estate market follows the weather. As it gets cooler, so does our real estate market. But I promise it has nothing to do with the weather. We have people go back to school. All of a sudden, we've got a new semester, and it slows our real estate market every single year. I'm gonna bring you numbers that are indicative of that, but I'm gonna show you that if you look at year over year, there's so much optimism, so much strength, so many positive things to see about our current real estate market. Okay, let's start with showing percentage. September over August dropped, and it does every year, dropped by 12%. Showings are indicative of buyer activity, so we watch that closely. If the percentages go up, buyers are active, they're seeing property. We see that drop and fall almost every single September. That dropped by 12%. Pending sales also dropped by 10%. Pending sales meaning that the homes are going under contract. They move with showing percentage. So if people aren't seeing homes, they're not going under contract on homes. What's interesting is that will also cause inventory to rise. So the only stat I have for us that's rising is our point in time inventory. All in all, listings fall and we don't have nearly as much inventory come fresh to our market. But with showings being down and contracts being down, we tend to have more inventory available to buyers in the fall market. But here's where things get exciting. When you look at September of this year over September of last year, some big things happened, guys. We're not at all in the same market that we were in this time last year. Showings up 15% over September of last year. That's an indicator there alone that there's far more activity this year than there was the same time last year. Pending sales, or AKA homes under contract, went up 14% this September over September of last year. So a whole lot more activity. Again, you see showings and pending sales move together. So what happened with new listings in the month of September of this year versus September of last year? It's drastically different. 20% overall inventory bump September of this year over September of last year. 24% with resales. What that means is we've actually got some inventory that's not new construction. So for those that cannot wait, they don't have 8 months to build a house. There's actual inventory for them to look at in this market. Something's motivating sellers to sell, and I'm gonna unpack that later on in this video. When you look at this quarter, the end of quarter 3 to the end of quarter 3 of 2018, things are just as exciting. Showings up 4%, houses listed up 8%, pending sales up 9%. Again, homes under contract, that's exciting. And closed sales overall in the third quarter up 4% over last year. So things are trending upward. Why the change? Last year we saw trends moving downward. This year we're seeing them move upward. So let me unpack some of these numbers for you, interpret these numbers so they make sense. If you remember back in 2018, we had a couple things happen. One, we had 3 hurricanes. We haven't been affected as much as we were last year, and hurricanes do a number on a real estate market. But something else more important than that happened in 2018. Interest rates were rising steadily. In 2019, the opposite has taken place. Interest rates have been falling, and they're trended to fall even further. I would like to point out that as interest rates fall, your monthly payment falls. The same home, just costing you less per month. And that has invigorated a lot of buyers to jump back in the market. It's invigorated sellers to sell, make that happen so they can also purchase with these rates. And I think that's why we see the inventory hikes that we see. Okay, bonus round. Pair everything that I just said with the fact that the average home buyer right now is between the age of 30 and 35. If you go back 30 to 35 years ago and look at what happened with birth rates, they steadily increased. All that means is we have more and more 30 to 35-year-olds being born and coming of purchasing age. That's important. We have a lot more buyers entering into the market. We have a housing shortage because of it. So if you're a seller, that stat alone is exciting because you have more and more demand because there are more and more humans purchasing homes. So my 2 takeaways. 1, as interest rates fall, your buying power increases. This is huge. This either means that you can save money on your monthly payments, spend less every month, or it means that you can have the extra bedroom you've been looking for. You can move to the location you've wanted to live in, perhaps something outside of the budget, and yet now is in the budget because your monthly payments are suppressed through interest rates. Exciting news. Number 2, watch out for home prices. Homes will grow more expensive as interest rates fall. So please keep that in mind for 2020. Might it be the best case scenario to purchase here this year, 2019, maybe early 2020, and capture both the lowest possible price with the lowest possible interest rate? If you're thinking of selling a home, how might you benefit with home prices rising? Will that hurt you when you go to buy a home? So these are all factors that you have to consider. Would love to meet with you guys and counsel. Maybe this is the time to buy. Maybe this is the time to sell. Maybe this is the time to do neither. All of these numbers affect you uniquely and they affect you personally. So we want to counsel you through the decision of whether to buy or sell a home. If you need anything at all, we're here for you. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic holiday season ahead. Give you some interpretation. Give you some interpretation. Let me give you a little interpretation. Would you like a lot or a little? Okay. We had interest rate hike after interest rate hike after interest rate hike. That's really hard to say. So let me unpack some of these numbers for you. I just can't get my thoughts clearly. I understand this crap. For some reason, or is it for some reason? I know the answer. The real estate market is affected by the weather. Nope.
No,
Opposite. If you look at 2018 at large, we saw interest rate. Okay, got to focus.